Let's review for chapter 1 test. Let's go to page 50 and let's do number 10. So number 10, you want to evaluate and you have a negative 10 squared. So the exponent applies to what is immediately before it. So the exponent 2 applies for the entire parentheses. That means entire parentheses gets squared. So the negative squared becomes positive. 10 squared becomes 100. So your answer would be 100. So again, when you have parentheses, that means the square is for entire parentheses. Whereas number 27, you have a negative 2 squared. So the 2 is immediately before the square. So that means only the number 2 gets squared. Okay, so this one does not get squared. So this one stays negative. And this only the 2 gets squared, so this becomes 4. So this answer would be negative 4. So again, exponent is only for what is immediately before it. Okay, let's go to page 59. And let's go to number 9. Okay, number 9, you want to find the square root. So number 9, you got negative square root of 81. Okay, so negative, you just drop straight down. Again, you want to none everything up. And square root of 81 is 9. And therefore your answer is negative 9. Okay. Let's go to number 11. Number 11, you have a square root of negative 4. Now when you have a square root, when the index, this is called the index. When you don't see a number, the index is 2. So when the index is even, then you cannot have a negative inside, or else it's going to be unreal. So again, you have negative inside the square root. So this is not a real number. Okay, let's go to page 73. And let's do number 1. So number 1, you want to simplify. You got cube root of 64. So the index is 3. That means you need to get 3 radicals to make an integer. So you want to use the factorization. So this can divide by 2. So it'll be 32. Again, you want to use prime numbers. So start with 2 and you go to 3, then you go to 5. Okay, so divide by 2, you keep doing it until you cannot do it anymore. Okay. Now, if you want to avoid forgetting this 2, what you can do is you can do it one more time. Keep doing it until you get 1. So that way you have all the numbers on the side. That's fine. Or you can stop over here. So again, index 3 means you need to get 3 of them. So these are radicals. So index 3 means you're going to get 3 radicals to make an integer. So this will give you a 2. And this over here, again, 3 radicals. That's what this means. 3 radicals make an integer. And therefore, this will equal to 4. Okay, let's do number 5. You have negative cube root of 27. So from here, the negative stays negative, right? You just follow it, drop it down, and you got a 27. Again, you're going to factor this. So you can divide by 3, so you get 9. Divide by 3, you get 3. So you can do it this way, and you got 3 of them. Or you can do it one more time, so that way you get all the numbers on the side. So you can do it either way. So in this case, again, index 3 means you need to get 3 radicals to make 1 integer. So again, 3 of them make into 1 integer. And so your answer would be negative 3. Okay, let's go to number 9. Okay, number 9, you have cube root of negative 125. Now notice there's a negative inside, right? But it's okay because index is R number. So when the index is R number, then everything is okay. And so again, when you simplify these, again, you drop the negative and you go off to the side with 125. Divide by 5, you get 25. Divide by 5, you get 5. So again, you can stop over here or you can do it one more time. So again, if you want to, not forgetting this number over here, what you do is divide by 5 again. So you keep going until you get 1. That way, all your radicants are on the side. Okay? And so again, you need to get 3 of them to make into a number. And therefore, your answer is -5. Okay? So you can make sure you show your work. Okay? Remember, math is one of the key skill is communication. So don't just try to get the answer. You need to show people how you get the answer. Right? Okay, let's go to number 11. Okay, you have -4th root of -16. Okay, so when the index is even, that means you can have a negative inside. So in this case, this is non-real number. Not a real number. Okay, let's go to 13. Okay, number 13, you have a cube root of -1000. So you can, if it's odd number, then it's okay. It's okay to have negative. It just drops straight down. So that's negative. And you can go off. Now, if you know the 1000 is made of 10 times 10 times 10, you know it's 10. But if you don't, just go off to the side. Again, start with 2, you get 500. Divide by 2, you get 250. Divide by 2, you get 125. So you're done with 2. Now you try 3. 3 is not going to work. So again, you only try the prime numbers. Then you go 5, so you get 25. 5, you get 5. Again, you can stop here this way, or you can do it one more time to get to the 1. Okay? So for some of you, probably safer to do it this way. So again, index means how many radicand you need to make an integer. So index is 3, means you need to get 3 of them to make an integer 2. 3 radicand 5 make into an integer 5. Now you don't have to draw the arrows. I'm just drawing the arrows to show you where this number came from. So answer will become -10. So you can do it step by step. You should get all the numbers and then you multiply. Okay, let's go back to page 65. And let's do number 1. Okay, you have 2 to the 9th power. So when you have a number, then you just go and use the factoring, the prime factorization to factor. When you have exponents, then what you want to do is go and break it up. So you want to break into 2 to the 8 and 2 to the 1. So you want to get the one that can simplify perfectly. And you want to break that into the leftovers. Okay? So from here, you're going to... So index is 2, and there are 8 of them, so it means when you simplify, you're going to get 2 to the 4. Okay? So you can basically divide 8 divided by 2, you get 4. And this is the leftover, so you state that, and you work it out, so you got 16 square root of 2. Okay? Okay, let's go to number 3. You have square root of 3 to the 3 times 5 to the 6. So again, you want to break up so that you get the good part and the leftover part. So 3 to the 3, you're going to break into 3 to the 2 and 3 to the 1. Right, so this is the one you can simplify, and this is the leftover. For this one, this is already good. This one can simplify, right? So you can break up into the one you can simplify and the leftover. Then from here, you're going to simplify each part. So this one, 2, the square and the square root cancel out. Now once you simplify, the square root, the radical sign is gone. Okay? And put in parentheses. And this one cannot be simplified, so just square root of 3. This one, again, when you simplify, it becomes 5 to the 3. Okay? Again, 6 divided by 2. As soon as you simplify, the square root is gone. So don't keep hanging on to your square root. Then after that, you go and multiply, so it becomes 3. Square root of 3, and you work out, right? You have to do the exponent first before you multiply. So 5 to the 3 means 5 times 5 times 5, you get 125. And then you multiply, you get 375 square root of 3. Let's go to number 13. You have square root of 450. So again, when you have this kind of situation, you break it up into this and then you simplify. When you have this kind of situation, you have to use a factorization technique. So 450 divided by 2. Again, start with a prime number, so you get 225. 2 cannot work anymore, so you try 3. So you get 7, 5. Try 3 again. So you keep trying until it cannot work. So 3, you get 25. Then 3 cannot, so you have to do 5. So 5 and 5. And then again, do it one more time. Okay, again, it's safer to do it this way. So that way, all your factors are on the side. Okay. Now again, square root means there's an invisible 2 over here. That means you need to get 2 radicands to make an integer. Right? So these 2 radicands make this integer. These 2 radicands make this integer. And the leftover would be stay inside the square root. Okay, so this is the leftover over here. Okay, and this is over here, and that's where I get all this number from. Then after that, you multiply out, so you get 15 square root of 2. Okay, again, you don't have to draw the arrows. I'm just drawing the arrow to show you where all those numbers came from. Okay, let's go to page 81, and let's do number 21. Okay, so this is the one you have to know how to simplify. So number 21, you have 12 times 4 plus 16 divided by 8. So you have to know your order of operation in case if you forgot. Okay, you have to do the grouping. So first one you do the parentheses, then you do the bracket. Okay, and then you do the braces, right? Then after that you do the square roots and the divisions, the bars. Okay. Then after you do the operations. So first you do the exponents and the square roots. Now the difference between this is that groupings you have more than one number. Operation means you have a single number. Okay. Number 2 you got multiplication and division. Number 3 you got addition and subtraction, right? So over here you got all mixed together. So this 2, you have to do this 2 first because this is the priority 2. Addition is priority 3. So you have to do this first, so you get 48, and this will give you a 2. Okay, and then after you add, you get 50. Okay, let's go to number 37. Okay, number 37. You have bracket, you have 11 minus parentheses 5 plus 8, bracket minus 24. So for this, you have to do parentheses first, right? Grouping, parentheses first. So you're going to get 11 minus, so 5 plus 8 is 13. So once you use the operation, then the parentheses is gone. Then from here, you have to do the bracket, okay? And so the higher number is negative, so you know the answer is going to be negative, and it's going to be 2, right? Because positive and negative, opposite signs, you have to subtract the numbers, so you get 2, and the sign will follow the one with the higher number. Again, try to none of your number. So now you have same sign, negative and negative, right? Same sign, you add the numbers together, and you follow the sign of the higher number, and so it's negative. So this is going to be a negative. Okay, let's go to 41. Okay, number 41, you have 7 plus negative 12 over 8 minus 3. So this is the grouping. This is this situation right over here. Okay, so for the grouping, you have to do the top group first, and then do the bottom group next, and then you simplify after that. So on the top, this is positive, this is negative, so the opposite sign, so you have to subtract the numbers. So when you subtract the number, you get 5. And follow the sign of the higher number, so that's negative. Over here, positive, negative, you subtract the number, so you get 5. And follow the sign of a higher number, it's positive. Then after that, you simplify. So both can divide by 5, and so answer will be negative 1. Okay, let's go to page 56. Go back to page 56. And let's do number 39. Number 39, it says find the prime factorization. So number 39, you have the 84. So the prime factorization is you have to find out what this is made of. Okay, so go to the side. So 84, you can divide by 2, you get 42. Divide by 2, you get 21. Divide by 3, you get 7. So 84 is equal to 2 squared times 3 times 7. Okay, so this is called the prime factorization. So make sure you know it. Okay, and then let's go back a page. Let's go to number 5. Number 5, you have 12 and you're looking for the factors. Okay, so let's go and do the factoring. So the factors are, you divide by 2, you get 6. Okay, actually no, this is prime factorization. So again, don't get confused between the two. Okay, so you're looking for factors, not prime factorization. So when you're doing the factor, you just see what this can divide off. So you can have the 1 and 12. You don't want to write in order. Okay, so you can, so again, all these can divide. So 12 can divide by these numbers. Okay, again, looking for factors, positive. Okay, so don't get confused. So don't go to here and do that. Okay, this is prime factorization. This is factoring. So make sure you know the difference between the two. And this would be 2 and 6, and then 3 and 4. And once there's no number between them, so when you do this method, that way you don't miss anything. Right? You start with the highest and the lowest. You go to the next one, keep going until you get to here. You know that's it because there's no number between 3 and 4, right? And that's how you know you're done. Okay. Okay, let's go and do another one. Okay, let's go and do 7. So you got 21, right? So again, you can start with 1 and 21, then you go 3 and 7, and then after you can try numbers in between 4, 5, 6. None of them can work. So that way you do this way, you don't miss anything. Okay? So again, this is factoring. This is prime factorization. Okay? So make sure you know the difference between the two. So don't just jump into it and do it and end up doing it the wrong way. Okay? So that's what a lot of people did on the test. They get too confused. So make sure you pay close attention to that. Okay, let's go to page 73. And let's do number 21. Okay, so number 21, you have to categorize the numbers. So you got cube root of 13, you got 1/2, you got -12, you got square root of -15, you got 0.26 repeating, you got 0.19673 never repeat. Okay? So A, you're looking for natural number. So natural number is like the counting numbers. So it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, so in this case, no, there are none of them. Okay, so in this case, your natural number is none. Okay, there are none of them. Okay, then you go to B, you're looking for integers. Integers, again, are nice numbers like this. So this is an integer, so it would be -12. Okay, let's go to C. You're looking for rational number. Rational number is R. Rational number means fraction. So fraction, anything can make into fraction so you got 1/2, right? This is a fraction. This one you can make into -12/1. So that's a fraction. Anything repeats, it would be a fraction. So this is equal to 26/99. Okay. So again, anytime when you see repeating decimal, then it's a rational number. It's a fraction. Okay, and you go to D, irrational number. Irrational number means something that you cannot make into a fraction. So like this one here, cube root of 13, and the one that does not repeat, does not end. Now this one is not real, so don't include it in here. Then you go to E, real number. The real number is a cursive R. The regular capital R is the rational number. Cursive R is the real number. So real number is everything except for this one. This is not real, right? So everything else will be real. So it will be cube root of 13, 1/2, negative 12. This is not real, so cannot include in there. So those are the real numbers. And then F, not real. Not real would be the square root of negative 15. So you need to know how to categorize all these numbers. Okay, what kind of numbers are these? Okay, so let's do one more. Let's do number 22. So you got 0.6724, and then you have square root of negative 27. You have 18. Then you have 11 over 32. You got 0.37 repeating, and then you have cube root of 12. So again, A, you're looking for natural number. Natural number, counting numbers, means those are integers beginning with 1 and on. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. So this is a natural number. That's 18. Okay. Then you go to B. B is an integer. The difference between them is that this is start with 1, cannot be negative. This one, integer, is positive number, and negative number, and also the 0. So in this case, again, it's 18. Okay, that's nothing else. Okay. Then you go to C, rational number. Rational number is anything that can make into fraction. So cannot. This one, yeah, you can make into 18 over 1, right? So that's 18. This is already a fraction. Again, so the rational number came from the word ratio, means fraction. So again, anything repeats is a fraction, and that's it. Then you go to D, irrational number. Irrational number means you cannot convert into fraction, so that the one is non-repeating, non-ending. So that's the one. And also this one over here, the cube root of 12. Okay, and that's it. And then you have the E, the real number. The real number is anything except for the non-real. Okay, so if you do the F first, non-real, then so non-real is this one over here. So every number is going to be either real or non-real, right? And for algebra 1, so all these numbers are going to be real or non-real. When you get to algebra 2, you're going to learn something called imaginary number. But right now, just worry about real and non-real. So this is not real, so everything else will be real numbers. Okay, so again, everything else will be the real number. Okay, and so that's your number 12, number 22.